Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving into what is fall like here at Lake of the Ozarks, and clearly it's fall time right now. We're out back. We spent the day yesterday doing some things to the property and cleaning up and taking care of some stuff, and it kind of gave me the idea of just kind of like talking about the change of season, right? And I think springtime here is one of my favorite times, right? If you think about spring, you're coming out of the winter months, the lake starts to warm up, the people start to come out of hibernation, more and more people come into the lake. There's this vibe and there's this energy that comes with spring, and absolutely love spring. The leaves get on the trees, the flowers bud. It's a phenomenal time of year. Clearly summertime is summertime, right? We love summertime. It's warm, it's hot, it's humid, it's lake life and boating and all of the things why we love living here, man. Summertime is an amazing time, probably one of my favorite times. But fall is by far my favorite time, right? And the reason why I love fall is just for that, right? Spring, there's a lot of energy. Summer, there's chaos all summer long. And then kind of at the end of summer and into fall, it starts to calm down a little bit, right? And after Labor Day is when you start to see the lake slowly start to kind of hibernate a little bit, right? A lot of the tourism goes home, and the part-timers in summertime tourism kind of go back, and you really just kind of get into your local feel and vibe. And so not as busy, not as chaotic, not as loud, right? It starts to quiet down at the lake. And then you get into the change of weather and the changing of the leaves. And man, when you spend your summer times here and it's hot and it's muggy and it's just kind of exhausting sometimes at the end of it, it's nice to have a change of season. It's nice to feel cool or colder. It's nice to see fog and stuff over the lake, and I'll try to show you as much as I can here, but it is a very calming time and a very peaceful time, and it's quiet, and man, there's something about kind of the fall here at the lake. And so with fall, I just wanted to talk through a few things, give you some tips on, hey, if you own a property here, what you should expect in the fall time, and kind of some things that you got to get ready for and prepared for. And number one is obviously the temperature, right? It is going to be colder in the fall. Duh, right? Of course it's going to be colder, but your mornings are obviously a lot colder until the sun comes out, until everything kind of warms back up. It is going to be chilly. So like right now, mid-October, and I would say the mornings are around 40 to 45 degrees. It kind of can warm up during the day anywhere into the 60s and 70s, and then kind of on and off again. That will trend down a little bit as you get into the winter months. But that's the changing of season, right? And I think what's super cool about this area is you still have seasons, yet you don't have the harsh winters. There are some parts of the country where if you're looking to retire or relocate to, and it's warm all the time, and it's sunny, and you're in board shorts and flip-flops in December and January, man, that's just not my vibe, right? I don't like the same weather in a sense all the time. And so the Ozarks gives you a change of season. It gives you the changing of leaves. It gives you some winter time and spring and fall and summer. It gives you all those seasons, but it's not as harsh, right? It's not the harsh winters that you would get back in the Colorados or the northern states or, the Midwest northern states, right? It's not heavy snowfall and sub-zero temperatures. You will have to put on a couple of hoodies. You will want to wear a pair of gloves. It is going to feel chilly. So first thing with fall, obviously just expecting that there is a change of season and obviously some colder temperatures. Another thing that comes with fall or this time of year is a little bit of like winterization and cleaning your property and doing some things, right? Now, if you're a boat owner, a couple things with being boat owner, you are going to obviously winterize your boat. Now, there are some people that boat year round. So if you're a fisherman or you enjoy fishing, you can fish year round, right? You got to take care of your motor, probably have an outboard motor, kind of fishing motor. You are probably up on a lift with your boat, so it's not sitting in the water. There are some things that you can do to protect your boat during those winter months, but you still have the ability to do fishing all year round. Okay, so for the rest of us that are surfing and tubing and wakeboarding and things like that, right, we're not doing that clearly in the winter time, and so we need to winterize our boats. Now there's a couple things. You can clearly pull your boat out of the water. You can take it to the local dealership. They will winterize it, they will store it, they will de-winterize it, change your oil, prep it for summertime. So the ease and convenience of pulling it out of the water, drop it off at the dealership, tell them when you're gonna pick it up, you pick it up, you drop it back in the water, and you're good to go. That's a good approach, right? They also have the ability to just come out to your dock and just winterize it right there on the lift. So there is probably half the lake or 40% of the lake that just leave their boats on the lift. They leave it on the lift. The marinas will come out to you. They will winterize your boat right there on the lift. And then at the beginning of the season next year, they will come back out, de-winterize it, change your oil, your fluids, do any maintenance to it, drop it back in, and obviously you're good to go. So number one, with your boat, there's got to be some winterization type things, and especially again with your property, right? There are things that you can do in the fall time to clean it up, right? Clean up your property and get it ready for winter time. And some of those things are going to be power washing. Think about the summertime when there's a lot of bugs and spiders and creating spider webs and all of these kinds of things. A good rule of thumb or a food for thought kind of thing is power wash your home on a kind of a warm day, in the October months. So you power wash all that crap off, like get all the junk off, the cobwebs, the bug junk that gets left over, right? You'll realize real quick that the bug game down here is for real. So what you can do is get it cleaned up, right? So clean it all before springtime. You'll still do it in the spring, but go through and kind of power wash your property, get all those bugs and stuff off, clean it up, get that piece knocked off. And then obviously, I don't think it matters what property you are probably under a canopy of trees, right? This is a dense forest, woodsy kind of area, and so your property probably is gonna have some massive trees on it, and obviously with trees come a lot of leaves. Now, think about these properties, right? It's all hillside. So you flooded the Ozark Mountains, and in mountain range, obviously you're looking at a downward trend. And so the best rule of thumb is to start at the top of the hill by your driveway and blow all of those leaves down to the bottom where your seawall is, and then burn them, right? That's one of the fun parts about this time of year is there's really no rules and regulations. You just gotta burn some leaves. Now, clearly, look, if you have a single family home and you're not in the state of maintaining and cleaning it, that's not really your vibe, then clearly we have plenty of connections that you can call. You can have a company come out, they can either burn the leaves, they can actually just suck them up with a machine, whatever you want, but you're certainly gonna wanna take care of the leaves because it'll just create a bed of leaves, and you certainly don't want that. But for us, what we do is we start at the top of the property, we push them all the way down to the bottom, and then we create a big giant pile. And obviously with that pile, what we'll do is we'll burn them. So I'll show you some video of me burning leaves at some point because that pile will get probably 5 times bigger by the time I'm all said and done. But there are a couple things that you'll want to use. Show you a couple pieces of equipment. Clearly you're gonna need a good trimmer, right? So if you're gonna get a weed trimmer, you're gonna take care of your property, you're not gonna wanna get something small and tiny. You're gonna wanna skimp on that one, right? So there's gonna be weeds and overgrown stuff. You're gonna wanna get yourself a good trimmer, but the biggest piece of equipment that you're gonna wanna get is not a little handheld leaf blower. You're gonna wanna get one of these guys. Oh, you make an investment into this guy, I think you can see it, right? This guy, this is worth every penny that you spend on it, right? No one wants to spend hundreds of dollars on a leaf blower or maybe $1,000. I can't remember what I spent on this, but I tell you what, if you're gonna blow some leaves from the top of a property down to the bottom, those backpack leaf blowers are by far the best investment that you can make. And so blow all those leaves down, get them into a big pile. Once you do that, you could either A, call a company to come out and suck them up, or throw a little gas on it, light a match, sit out there and have a bonfire. So with that changing of season, right, you got colder temperatures, you got to clean up your property a little bit, you got to take care of your boat, get that winterized. Another great part, again, as I kind of mentioned it with the fall time is less crowds and less congestion. And as you're living your life locally, right, the roadways are a little easier to get around. The restaurants aren't as busy or packed. But with those restaurants, it's also the understanding that some of your favorite lakeside restaurants and bars, the places that we enjoy going to and spending time with our family and friends, they might just close down during the winter time. So around this October timeframe, there's just not enough tourism traffic and local traffic for a lot of these places to stay open. So you're probably gonna see some restaurant shutdowns during this time, and they're probably not gonna open back up until the fall time. So things to think about, pros and cons. You know, you're gonna wanna obviously soak that up as much as you can. Make sure you know when that favorite restaurant is gonna close down. Go get one last meal, one last cocktail, whatever you need to at that restaurant, because it is a transitional stage from summertime where everything is open and robust and popping to obviously wintertime, you know, where things kind of shut down and hibernate a little bit. And that'll be kind of the same thing for kind of seasonal jobs. If you're working down here, you know, and you're working in those establishments and you're in some type of tourism job kind of opportunity, you understand that a lot of folks down here will use those jobs or work those jobs during the summertime, and then they'll transition into another seasonal job in the wintertime. And so, you know, if you're looking for employment, it's easy to find those seasonal type things. You just got to be prepared to kind of bounce back and forth a little bit. So again, guys, right, just a fun video talking about fall, the transition. You know, again, I wish I could have you feel what we feel right now. And, you know, you get up in the mornings and there's this layer of fog over the lake. It's cold, right? And it's this changing of season and the leaves are falling. And if you look out, right, all you see is a canopy of slight green, right, red and yellow and orange trees just blanketing the entire area. There is this change that just, I don't know, for my mind, it's the most favorite time of year because it's a time to kind of step back and relax and calm down and have some peace and quiet. You know, with that understanding, right, again, you got to take care of some things along the way. You have to take care of your property, so power wash the crap off of it, get all the bugs and the gunk and the cobwebs off of it. You got to power wash that. You got to take care of your boat and your equipment and your dock. That's a big piece to kind of happen during this fall time. And, you know, again, if you're in a single family home and you like doing yard work and you like taking care of your property, you know, I recommend, like, don't skimp on your equipment. Right? Go and get some heavy duty equipment because you're gonna need it, right? So a good wood trimmer is obviously gonna be important. If you're gonna blow your leaves, man, I highly recommend that backpack leaf blower. By far one of my most favorite or best investments that I've made. But you got to take care of that. You got to understand that the lake is going through a transition. It's shifting and it's getting into this slower pace, wintertime type month. But man, that's some of the great stuff. There is still plenty of things to do. There's a lot of still outdoor activities that you can do. You know, you can golf here year round. You can hit the parks. You can still go out and be active on the lake and fish and do a lot of things, right? You just understand that there's not that tourism here that's congesting everything, and obviously some of those places that we do enjoy are going to kind of shut down. But, you know, super cool time of year. I'll try to pan and show you a little bit, like when I mentioned the fog on the lake, right? Like you can't even see across the lake right now. It's just fog. So super cool. You know, again, obviously one of my most favorite times of year. Just a goofy video kind of showing you the differences of the changing of season, what kind of happens here in the fall time, and then obviously in the winter time, it's, you know, it's cold, the leaves are off the trees, kind of boring. You find things to do, but listen, that's anywhere you are in the wintertime, right? That's just kind of how it goes. So goofy video, hope it was fun, hope it was helpful. Hope you enjoyed burning those leaves and anything else that we can do to help you along the way. Obviously, I say it all the time, right? These videos are fun, except for this morning where it's freezing cold, but call me, text me, email me. If there's anything I can do to help you with your property here, help you with a relocation or purchase, obviously we would love to do that. So reach out. Until then, we'll see you on the next video.